How are you, friends?
Good, and you?
Very, very well. Well, today is Tuesday. It is our first class in the week, and there are many things we are supposed to do. So let's begin by checking our homework. Remember that our homework was something I sent you, a piece of paper with exercises dealing with us and like. And we are going to begin by checking this. As and like, because they are very confusing, you know. These two words are very confusing in Spanish, principally because they mean the same. If you look up in a dictionary the meaning of as and like, you will see that the translation normally is just the same, right? But in English, we make a distinction between when using as and when using like. That's why the previous class we studied some explanations about these two words that we have in our books on page 163, and it continues to page 164. I'm telling you this in case of any student being absent last class, they have the chance of checking this up. Pages 163 and page 164, you have all explanation about this topic, as and like. We practiced this topic in class. We did several exercises from the book, and the homework was the extra paper I sent to you by the WhatsApp group. Let's check the homework. Give me a second. This was the homework. You can see it on the screen, or you can use your papers. Well, it says, number 1, your sister looks just blank Brigibado. What did you write in the spacing blank for number 1? As or like? Claudia, like. Manny, like. Mike, like. And Lydia Torrijos, like. George, like. Yes, friends, like is the correct answer. Your sister looks just like, looks like. These are always together. Look like, look like. So your sister looks just like Bridget Bardot. And in number 2, you have the spacing blank. I told you before, I don't like this because what is the missing word in number 2? As or like? For Frank is as, for Claudia is as, for Lydia is as, and for Manny and George and Paula. Very good, friends. Very good. As I told you before, is a collocation. As I told you before, I don't like this because number 3, she likes the same music, blank me. As or like in number 3. As for Mike, Manny as, Claudia as, for Frankie Boy, as is the correct answer. For Paula, the same. And Paula Herrera, the same. Lydia as, yes, you all are right. Because in number 3, the correct answer is she likes the same music as me. The same as, the same as. Remember, the same as, not the same like. Good. 4, I wish I could speak Spanish as well, blank, you can. And here, as for Paula Herrera, Frankie Boy as, Lydia as, and George as, yes, Claudia as, Mike as. Very good. This is the correct answer. Yes, Manny and Paula. As. I wish I could speak Spanish as well as. Always together. As, the same as. Right. Well, 5. I wish I could speak Spanish. You. Similar to you. Like Claudia, Paula like, George like. Very good, friends. Very good homework. Mike like, Manny like, and Lydia like. Correct, correct. In this case, like. You see, the sentence is very similar. Paula like is very similar, but the meaning is different. Here we use like, because I am not you. I am I, you are you. Similar to you, yes, like. Well, now, 6. I don't like things that. Like or as. I don't like things that. Like for Manny and Mike, like for Paula Herrera, and also for George and Claudia and Lydia. Very good. Very good. That's correct. So the answer is, I don't like things like that. 7. His bedroom looks blank a pigsty. What is the word here? Looks as or looks like? For Paula is like, for Frankie is like, for Claudia is like. Very good. Very good. For George is like, Mike is like, and Lydia is like. For number 7, the answer is his bedroom looks like a pigsty. Very good. Let's go to the next. Number 8. Blank, I thought it's going to rain, as or like in number 8. As for Claudia, as for George, as for Frank. For Lydia is also as, and for Mike, Naranjo, and Paula. Very good. Very good. As I thought, it's going to rain. He's amazing. He can do 5 things at once, blank a waiter. Between parentheses, and very important, he isn't a waiter though. What is the word here? For Claudia is like, for Frank is like, for Lydia is like, and for Manny is as, for Paul Herrera is like, and Mike is like, George is like, and Paula is like. The answer is like a waiter, because he is not a waiter. That's very important. Similar to a waiter, but not a waiter. That is the difference between as a waiter, the man is a waiter, or like a waiter, the man is not a waiter, but he does it very well. He's amazing. He can do 5 things at once like a waiter. 10. When she was a student, she worked a waitress to earn some extra cash. This is the opposite. For Paula Herrera is as, and George as, and Paula is as. For Lydia is as, and Frankie Boy as, and Claudia Varela is as. Yes, as a waitress. Very good. 11. He always does exactly he pleases. Like or as. As for Andrea, as for like for money, Claudia thinks is as. And George considers that as is the correct answer. Mike as, Paula as is the perfect answer. As he pleases, como le viene en gana, como le parece, as he pleases. 12. She's been working a slave all week. As or like. Similar to or like for Paula, like for George, like for Andrea. Paul Herrera thinks it's like, Claudia like, Lydia like, and like is the correct word because she's not a slave. She is not a slave because slavery doesn't exist nowadays. So it is similar to, but not a. Like is the perfect answer here. 13. Blank, you already know he gets very arrogant if he drinks too much. What is the word in 13? As or like? Andrea asked, George asked, Mike asked, and Manny asked, and Paula Herrera asked, Paula asked. Very good. As is the correct answer. This is an expression. As you know, as you already know. Yes, very good. 14. He's just blank Richard. He slacks people off behind their backs. As or like in number 14. For Andrea is like. For Frank is like. For Lydia, like. George, like. Claudia, like, and Paula, like. Yes, friends. He's just like Richard. That is similar to. He's just like Richard. He slacks people off behind their backs. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you for your contribution. And now, let's go to business today. We are studying in the aspect of grammar as and like. And this is maybe, I don't know, but I want you to know that in previous exams, in other courses last year, as and like was, in some groups, a problem. They confused one and the other. And it's logic because they are very similar, you know? They are used in the same situations, but with different meanings. That's why I think that anytime you have in the future, dedicate some minutes to revise the examples that we have studied here in class with different exercises and so on. And this is a good way of studying as and like. But now, let's move on. Let's go to the vocabulary of unit number 10. Today we are going to study 3 verbs, which are confusing, not much, to be honest, but they can confuse some students. Arrive, get, reach. Let's go to page 110 in your student's book. (110) here. Vocabulary arrive, get, reach. Candidates often confuse arrive, get, and reach. Circle the correct word in italics in each of these sentences. Then check your answer by reading the definitions on page 185. Let's see if we can do it, because maybe this is not a problem for you, right? You have 3 sentences, only 3 in exercise 1. I'm going to give you some minutes. You make your decisions and select one. Don't worry too much because I'm going to explain this in some minutes. Let's do it. Let's see what you know about arrive, get, and reach. Tell me when you finish. Exercise 1 only. Very good, friends. Let's check the answers. Nothing. Let me see the page. Here. Yes. Nothing out of the ordinary happens when and the options, when I arrive, when I reach to the store, I grab the bread, some milk, and all the things on the list. What do you think is the appropriate? And don't feel nervous because you are not supposed to know. For Andrea is get. For Lydia is get. For Paula is get. For Claudia Varela is get. Frankie get. George get. Yes, get is the appropriate. Yes, Paula. Yes, Manny. Get is the appropriate. Very good. Get to the store, etc. Now, number 2. The plane was late, taking off, and has only just, and the options, arrived, got, and reached. What do you think is the answer here? Which of the 3? Arrive for Lydia, arrive for Frankie Boy, arrive for Paula, arrived George, Andrea arrives, and Manny arrived. Well, friends, arrived is the correct answer. Yes, arrived. Now, number 3, when they arrived, when they reached the top of the mountain, they were unable to see anything due to the thick cloud. In here, reached for Lydia, reached for Manny, reached for George, reached for Paula, reached for Frankie Boy, and for Claudia. Very good. Excellent. Andrea, thank you very much. Reached. Yes. And why? Why? Why in number 1 is get, in number 2 is arrived, and in number 3 is reached? Because your answers are correct. But why? Let me show you something, friends. I prepared PowerPoint. Let's see if I can make it work under these circumstances. Let me show you the PowerPoint. To see the differences between arrive, get, and reach, because the reality is that they translate the same in Spanish. In Spanish, some dictionaries translate them as llegar. So 3 different forms for the same verb. But what is the difference? Arrive. Let's begin with arrive. It says in yellow color, arrive with the preposition at, arrive at, or arrive with the preposition in, arrive in. These are 2 prepositions that are always necessary after arrive. At is more popular because we use it a lot in certain circumstances. In is very popular, but in other circumstances. Arrive, this is a difficult word because of the dependent prepositions. If you don't remember the prepositions, you use arrive incorrectly. I repeat, this is a difficult word because of the dependent preposition that we use with arrive. Remember that we can only use at, and in we cannot use to. Arrive to is incorrect. We have 3 examples in yellow color. Number 1, we arrived at the cinema in time to catch the start of the film. See that? We arrived to, no, we arrived at the cinema. We arrived at the office. We arrived at school. We arrived at the market, etc. Now, the second example is particular because we have the word home. We arrived home. Observe that we are not using at. It is not a problem of arrive. It is a problem with home. With home, we don't use previous prepositions after arrived, right? So we arrived home. No at, no in, nothing. Similar happens with here and there. Example 3. We don't use at or in with here and there. Never. We don't use prepositions after home, after here, after there. So in these three cases, we have to forget about arrive at. We arrived home in the time for dinner, no preposition. We arrived there, or we arrived here at night, no preposition. So friends, listen to me now that we are in time. With home, there, and here, we don't use previous prepositions. So we have to forget about at with the verb arrive if you arrive home or here or there. Any other place, office, the supermarket, the cinema is at, but not with home, there, and here. These are the three exceptions. And now if you observe the between parentheses in yellow color at the beginning, arrive at in, maybe you ask yourself, and when do I use arrive in? Well, let's see if it wants. Oh God, my God. Well, when you travel to a big place, like for example, a city or a state, or well, a state in the United States, right? Or country, we use the preposition in. These are the occasions when we use in, arrive in. When you speak about a city or a country, or in the case of the United States, if you arrive in Florida state, right? What? Look at the examples. Jenny arrived in London because London is a city in, not at, no, at, in. Jenny arrived in London in May, just in time for the good weather. Example 2, we were driving all night and we arrived in Texas state, in the United States. In Texas at 9:30. We arrived in Madrid, a city. We arrived in France, a country. See that? Arrive in for cities, states, and countries. At, we arrive at for the rest, except three exceptions when we don't use any preposition. They are home, here, there. We arrive home, we arrived here, we arrived there. Okay, kids, that's it. What is the importance of knowing the dependent preposition in the case of arrive? What is the importance of knowing by memory arrive at, general use, arrive in, cities, states, and countries? What is the importance that in the exam, if I have to use arrive, get, or reach, and after the space in blank, I have the preposition at or in, I know by memory that the only possible verb is arrive. Imagine that. Imagine that. Reach.
Jerry,
Yes.
can you send this PowerPoint by WhatsApp or
I will do it. Yes.
Okay,
With pleasure, friend. Yes,
okay,
with
thanks so
pleasure.
much.
Reach. Reach means to arrive at a place. Similar to arrive. We normally use it when there is some type of difficulty to arrive at that particular place. Okay? I repeat, reach is totally similar to arrive, but it means that it was difficult. It was not easy. There was some problems, some difficulties. It says there is no preposition with reach. So you don't say, I reached at the office, I reached in the office, I reached to the office, nothing. I reached the office. I reached the supermarket. Well, you have two examples in yellow color. There was a strong current, so it was difficult to reach the shore. Not to arrive at the shore. No, arrive, because it was difficult. So reach is ideal. Some people translate reach as alcanzar because you need effort. You need to make a big effort to arrive. So reach is the perfect translation. News of his father's death took a long time to reach him because he was away on business. So it was difficult to that the news arrived at him because he was away. So reach is the perfect verb in this case because it was difficult. It was not easy. That is the difference between reach and arrive. The other big difference is the preposition we use with arrive. Prepositions that we use with reach. As you can see, reach is preferred because of the difficulty of these situations in the two examples you have in yellow color. And get is in certain way similar to arrive and similar to reach. Observe, it says get between parentheses to. So to is the dependent preposition with get to. Office, get to the office. Supermarket, get to the supermarket. Cinema, get to the cinema. Home, get home. Here, get here. There, get there. Because remember, home, here, and there don't take any previous preposition. Get to simply means reach. It's somewhat some kind of difficult thing. It also gives us the sense that it wasn't easy to arrive, right? Example 1, after a long hike, we finally got to the top of the mountain or reached the top of the mountain. I am in the exam, friends, and they write the top of the mountain. I immediately know that it was difficult. So my mind immediately recognizes two possible verbs, get or reach. But they use to. To the top is get, right? Nothing reached the top. Example 2, we got home late. Well, with home, we cannot use to. Remember? We got home late because the traffic was horrendous. And this is all. That's why in the previous exercise, exercise 1, page 110, the perfect verb in number 1 is get. And in the, because you have to, you have to the store, so with to is get. In number 2 is arrived, and in number 3 is reached. Let's do now exercise 2, page 110. While you do this exercise, I will send you this PowerPoint to your WhatsApp group. I repeat, exercise 2, page 110, complete the sentences with arrive, get, or reach in the correct form. Be careful, in the correct form. Sometimes past, sometimes ing, I don't know, sometimes an s, etc. When you finish, send me a message, friends. Meanwhile, I will send you the PowerPoint. Mari, could you switch off the microphone, please?
Lo tenía quitado, no sé por qué se pone puesto.
He's making some noise. Manny, finished? And Lydia and Paula haven't finished too. Claudia, Frankie Boy finished. George finished. Very good. Listen. Stop writing when you have 190 words. What do you think is the perfect verb here? For Andrea is reached. For Lydia is reached. For Frank is reached. George reached. Claudia reached. Yes. Very good, friends. Reached with ed, be careful, is the perfect verb in number one. Number two, the traffic was so bad that they didn't blank to the concert till after it had started. What is the verb here in number two? Well, get for Lydia and Paula and Carmen. Get. Also for Andrea, get. And George, get. Frankie Boy, get. Yes. Yes, friends. Get. Claudia, get. Yes, didn't get to the concert. Perfect. You have to, the preposition to, get is the only possible verb. Now, three, she's driving home and she'll phone me when she, there. There is a problem because there doesn't admit any previous preposition. So there are two possibilities here. Arrives for Lydia, arrive for Manny, got for Andrea. No, in past, no. No, not in past. No, okay. Arrive for Carmen, gets for Frankie Boy, arrives for George. Well, arrive for Claudia. And listen to me. The only correct answers are two. Gets. One of you, I think it was Frankie Boy, did it correctly. And the other possible is arrives, like George. George did it correctly. The rest is incorrect because it is in present with she. Be careful with this in your examination. You are worried about the verb and you forget the form. Yes, so she's driving home and she'll phone me when she gets there or arrives there. Two possibilities with S, third person singular in present. 4. What time do you normally to school in the morning? 2. Get Lydia, get Paula, get Carmen, get George, get Frankie Boy, and Andrea, get. Yes, correct, get to school. 5. When they at the hotel, they went straight to their room. Arrived in past Lydia, arrived in past Paula, and Frankie Boy arrived. Arrived Carmen, arrived Mike. Very good. Yes, arrived in past is the correct answer. Very good, friends, Manny, George. When they arrived at the hotel, they went straight to their rooms. 6. When you, the end of the road, turn left. What is it here? Reach for Frank, reach for Carmen, reach for Lydia. And for George, reach. Paula, reach, and Manny, reach. Yes, correct. That's the answer, Claudia. Very good. Reach. When you reach the end of the road, no at, no in, no to is reached. Very good. I think this is very good for you. I don't see big problems here. Anyway, let's continue practicing. Now we have a more complicated, more complicated exercise. Exercise 3, complete the sentence below with an adverb or adverbial phrase from the box to form collocation with arrive. What we are going to study now are expressions that we use with the verb arrive. Not with get, not with reach, only arrive, right? And the adverbs and adverbial phrases are finally, adverb, in time, adverbial phrase, on time, adverbial. And what is the difference? What is the difference between in time and on time? In time is a tiempo, and on time is puntual. In time, but you see, no big difference in reality. In time, on time, safe and sound, this is adverbial phrase. Más de una palabra es una frase. Adverbial phrase. Shortly, this is an adverb. Unannounced, see that? Another adverb. Shortly, translate in Spanish, en breve. Es la traducción más común. Shortly, en breve. Okay, I'm going to give you some minutes for you to fill in the blanks using these expressions in the box to sentences 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, page 110. Very good, you finished. Let's check this. Number 1, Mom was worried that we might have an accident because of the snow. But when we arrive home, what? When we arrive home safe and sound for Andrea, safe and sound for Claudia, safe and sound for Lydia, and Paula, safe and sound. Frankie Boy, safe and sound. George, safe and sound. Yes, safe and sound. Arrive safe and sound. Llegar sano y salvo. Home safe and sound, much to her relief, para su alivio. Yes, this is the perfect collocation. So what you have to memorize is arrive safe and sound. Sandy was late for the refreshments, but he arrived to hear the speeches in time Yes, George. In time, Lydia. Yes. In time, Claudia. Yes, yes. In time. In time, Manny. I don't know. On time. In time, Frankie. In time, Mike. Manny, rectify that. Andrea, in time. Aha, Manny. Yes, very good. In time, yes. In time is perfect. A tiempo. Yes, con tiempo, a tiempo. That is the meaning of in time. Now, the airline has great reputation for punctuality, with 90% of flights arriving puntualmente. Puntual. What is that? What is the expression? On time, Lydia. On time, George. On time, Frankie. Yes, yes, friends. On time. See the difference? On time is perfect. Claudia, yes. On time. Very good. And Manny, on time. Andrea, on time. Yes. On time is number 3. 4. The train that will be arriving at platform 13. What is the expression here? Shortly, Frankie. Yes, yes, yes. Paula, shortly. Excellent. Shortly, en breve. Manny, shortly. Yes, yes. George, shortly. Claudia, shortly. Very good answer. Yes, Lydia, very good. The train that will be arriving shortly at platform 13, just 2 minutes after its scheduled time, is the Orient Express from Paris. 5. Uncle Kamal arrived in the middle of the lunch. Arrived how? How did he arrive? He arrived unannounced. Andrea, unannounced, Frankie boy. Unannounced, Lydia. And George, unannounced. Yes, yes, yes. Claudia, unannounced. Very good, friends. Yes, sin anunciar. Manny, unannounced. Very good. So Uncle Kamal arrived unannounced in the middle of lunch. So we had to set an extra place for him at the table. 6. We were very late because of the traffic. And when we arrived, the shop was closed. Finally, Lydia. Finally, Andrea. Finally, Claudia. Finally, George and Manny. Yes, friends. Yes, correct. Very good. Very good. Excellent work. We are arriving things that are important for your future in English. In exams only, no, in English in general. English not as a subject to study, English as a language. As and like can be a serious problem if you don't remember that like is normally used to give examples, to set example, to give examples to other people. I have visited many places like Paris, Luxembourg, etc. Giving example. Like is perfect for that. Like is always in combination with look like. Yes, like it expresses something similar to another thing. It's not the same, but it's similar. Huh? You speak like her. Huh? You are not she, but you speak like her. Similar to. See, that is like. As is the rest. A lot of uses. We study 8. Maybe you remember 8 different uses of as. But the majority of us, you remember, there are expressions that you can memorize. As I told you, as far as I know, remember those expressions typical of us, the same as. When I speak about my job, I work as a teacher. See that? This is a summary, a brief summary of as and like grammar. And in the vocabulary, we are studying the difference between arrive, get. Cuando get significa llegar, porque get tiene 1,5 million de usos. Get and reach. And the principal difference, but the principal is the dependent prepositions. Arrive at, normal conditions. Arrive in, cities, states, countries. And get to. Reach, nothing. Okay, this is a summary of what you have studied. And now let's practice some listening. Let's go to page 110, but listening. This listening that you have in the same, on the same page. Listening, part 4, Work in pairs, impossible. Work alone, you are going to hear a student interviewing two teenagers about a new shopping center they've been researching for a solved project. Before you listen, why do many people prefer shopping centers? Make a list. No, don't make a list, friends. We are adults. Huh? So you can improvise. You can tell me. If you ask me, I can tell you 2 or 3 or 4 advantages why people prefer shopping in shopping centers than in local shops. Maybe you can speak. I want you to speak, not to send me, a note in the chat. I appreciate that you speak a little bit. Why do you think that many people prefer shopping centers rather than local shops? Many people prefer going to a shopping center better than going to Preciados and Gran Via, etc. Why?
Maybe because you have a number of shops in the same site, in the same place.
Yes, I think this is fundamental. Yes or no, friend? I think this is one of the best or one of the biggest advantage of shopping in shopping center, that all shops are one next to the other, very near in the same building. Yes, this is a very good idea. And the rest of the class, do you see any other advantage why people prefer shopping centers?
Yes, because in winter it's warmer than outside, and in summer is fresh.
Yes, it's cooler. Yes, in winter it's warmer, and in summer it's cooler. You are right. Yes, because the advantage of shopping center is that they have a ceiling covering the roof, right? So you are not outdoor, you are indoor, and the weather is not going to influence on you. In a rainy day, for example, the ideal shopping way is going to a shopping center. Very good. I agree with you, friend. So we have two advantages. One is that you have a lot of different kind of shops, one next to the other. And second, the weather is not going to influence on your decision of shopping, because you don't suffer the consequences of rainy days, cold days, snowy days, windy days. No, it doesn't matter. Inside the shopping center, the weather is perfect. No more advantages?
In the shopping center, you can do a lot of things.
Yes.
Like you can go to the cinema,
Yes.
or you can eat at a restaurant.
Exactly.
You can.
Yes, that's fabulous, I think. Principally, maybe not for me, because I don't have children, but people with family, that is, people with children, they are the whole week working and working and working. So at the weekend, they take their children, they go to a shopping center, and in the shopping center, they have all these possibilities that you mentioned. They can do the shopping, that is, they can buy the groceries for the week, because there are supermarkets, and they can take the children to play in the playgrounds, and some, there are some local spaces for children to play. If you need, for example, if you need to buy some clothes or shoes, you have shops there. If you are hungry, You can eat something in the same place in the shopping center. If you want to go to a gym, sometimes there are gyms in the shopping center. Look at that. And if at the end of the day, after buying the groceries at the supermarket and buying some things that you need at the shops, and maybe the children playing something and eating something, maybe you decide to see a film in the cinema in the same place. Fantastic. And what about the parking? You don't have to pay the parking. And this is another big advantage, because you maybe you stayed more than 5 hours in the shopping center. Imagine that you have to pay for the garage. It would ruin you. So the other big advantage of shopping center is that the parking lot is free. Ideal. Anyway, I want you to know that there are people who hate the shopping centers. Many people consider shopping centers very boring, because you go to a shopping center and in all shopping centers you see the same shops. H&M, Zara Home, Primark. You see the same shops in all the shopping centers you go. They have the same shops with the same prices, the same quality of clothes, etc. And many people considers that shopping centers are a little bit boring. I don't know what your opinion is, but in my opinion, it is very fabulous for family people. Well, now, friends, the second exercise, it says, listen to the interview once. How many of your ideas from exercise 1 do they mention? I would prefer, I mean, because I need to take advantage of the time we have, I would skip this exercise. I would prefer going directly to answering the questions that you have here in exercise number 3. You see, they are exactly 7 questions. Read questions 1, 7, and let's see if you can answer them. But I'm going to give you 1 minute, friends, for you to read the 7 questions and the corresponding answers, ABC, because maybe you need to use your dictionary. And I prefer you using your dictionaries before the listening. Come on, take a minute. In 1 minute, we begin the listening. I'm going to switch off my microphone in order to avoid noises. In 1 minute. Well, friends, maybe you noticed that I sent to you the audio of this exercise, and you have it now in your WhatsApp group. I'm going to give you 2 extra minutes, but no more, only 2 extra minutes for you to listen again to this using your WhatsApp group audio. Okay, 2 minutes. Good. Okay, good. Let's check the, I'm sorry. Have you finished? If you need 1 or 2 more minutes, tell me. No problem with that. I want you to do it right. Lydia finished. Manny finished. Also Claudia and Mike. Very good, very good. And Paula finished too. Excellent. I think we can check it. Well, in number 1, where is the shopping center situated? A, B, or C? Opinions. B for Lydia. For Claudia is B. For Mike is B. On the edge of the city for Mike is B, Andrea C, Paula B, George is B. The money is C. The correct answer is letter B, on the edge of the city. It's not in the city center. It's not in the countryside. It's in the edge. Well, now, number 2. The location was chosen because A, B, or C. Number 2. C for Lydia, C for Mike, C for Andrea. For Claudia, it's letter C, and George and Manny, yes, letter C. It was easy for people to reach. Excellent. 3. What's the main attraction of the shopping center? A, B, or C? For Lydia, it's B. For Paula, it's B. For Frankie Boy, it's B. Claudia B, George B, Andrea B. Yes, friends, yes, B. Yes, Claudia. It's attractive to the whole family. 4. Kerry particularly enjoys the shopping centers. A, B, or C? A for Claudia, A for Lydia. Andrea considers that it's letter B. And Frankie B, George B, Paula A. And the correct answer is feeding of luxury. A is the correct answer in number 4, 4A. 5. Salim says families argue when they go shopping because A, B, or C. Number 5, A, B, or C. A for Lydia, and for Manny, and for Paula, A. For Paula is A, for Manny is C. For Claudia is B, for George is A. The answer is A. They don't enjoy the same things. 6. How are the shops organized? A, B, or C? Number 6. B for Lydia, B for Mike, B for Claudia, and for George is letter B, Paula is B, and Manny is letter B, and B is the correct answer. Each section of the center has a variety of shops. Correct. 7. What innovations does Salim describe for making shopping easier? A, B, or C? Number 7. C for Paula and Frankie, C for Claudia is C. Lydia, C. Mike, C. Andrea, C. Manny considers that letter C is the perfect one. Paula read as C. Yes, friends, letter C is the correct answer. Automatic delivery systems. So, to conclude, in number 1 is B, in number 2 is C, in number 3 is B, in number 4 is A, in number 5 is A, in number 6 is B, and in number 7 is letter C. When we are practicing for the real exams, and that is what we are doing now, we are practicing listening, I normally self-evaluate my work. Yes, I think, well, 60% is the passing mark in Cambridge. If I have, in this case, there are 7. If I have 4 correct answers, I am passing. If not, I have to make a bigger effort next time. If I have more than 4, sorry, congratulations to me. Self-evaluation is very important when we are training and training and training for exams in Cambridge. Thank you very much. Let's do some extra practice now. I always tell you that after unit number 8, we were supposed to take mock test number 4, because every year in the past, after unit 8, there was an exam that we were not able to take because of this coronavirus problem we have in the world. So I am using the different parts of that exam for practicing in class. Today I'm going to use the listening in that exam, part 2. Let me show you that. Give me a second. Let me show you that. It is a listening. Where is it? It's a listening. Oh my God. Give me a second because I don't see this here. It is listening part 2, page 62. It is part 3. Ah, yes, this one. Oh, no, this is the audio. My God, I have lost it. Well, this is the listening. Well, but it is not very well visible. Let's see if I can send it to you in the WhatsApp. I don't have. Can you see it in your chat? Can you see this exercise well? Yes, okay, good. Very good. So I'm going to attach to the chat the listening, the audio. And this is the audio. You have to answer these 5 questions. You have to say speaker 1, A, B, C, D, E, or F, speaker 2, the same, similar to speaker 3, etc., similar to the exam. Very good. Friends, now if you observe your WhatsApp group, you'll see that you also have the audio for this part of the exam. Again, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, no more, because I don't have more. I'm going to give you 2 minutes in case that you need to revise this again in order to repeat the listening again if you need. Okay, 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, I check the answers. Remember, this was an exam, so try to do it as good as possible. Have you finished? Good, Lydia. Thank you, George. Manny finished too. And Claudia and Mike and Frankie Boy. Very good, friends. 19. I mean, speaker 1. What is the letter for you for speaker 1? A, B, C, D, E, or F? F for Lydia and Claudia and George, F, F, F. For money, letter F. And yes, you are right. Letter F, 19, speaker 1, letter F is the correct answer. You have 1 mark. Now, speaker 2, what is the letter for speaker 2? B for Claudia, B for Lydia, B for George. Yes, and Manny and Paula. Correct, friends. Letter B is speaker 2. Speaker 3. A for Lydia, A for Claudia, A for George. You passed. For Paula is A, you pass because you have 3 correct answers and they are only 5. You are passing the exam. Let's see 22. What is the letter for speaker 4? For speaker 4, E for Claudia, B for Manny, E for George. For Lydia is letter E. And the correct answer is, for Paula is letter E, yes. And for Manny, yes. E is the correct answer in speaker 4. And in speaker 5, C for Claudia, C for George, and for Paula, letter C. And S, excellent. Lydia, C, yes. Manny, C, yes. Andrea, letter C. The correct answers in that exam last year was speaker 1, F, speaker 2, B, speaker 3, A, speaker 4, E, speaker number 5, letter C. Very good. Congratulations, friends. For next class, I want to assign a homework that is in the workbook, page 42. Workbook, please copy the homework. Workbook, page 42, reading and use of English, part 6. It is the complete page. The complete page. I repeat, homework, reading, workbook, page 22. Okay, thank you very much, my friends. Have a beautiful day. See you on Thursday. Thank you for that. Today, all the activities were fantastic because I think most of you passed all the exercises. Thank you very much. See you on Thursday. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, friend.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jerry.
Goodbye, kids.
Bye.
Goodbye, sweet boys. Homework is the reading page 42 workbook.